Ciao, I'm Kate Portanova, your host, Italy Experience Guide, and lifelong lover of all things Florence. This podcast is your ticket to discovering the authentic side of Florence and Italy, one story, one dish, and one piazza at a time. Whether you're dreaming of sipping espresso in a bustling cafe, wandering cobblestone streets filled with history, or connecting with locals to experience La Vera Italia, you're in the right place. Join me as I share my journey of living, breathing, and embracing Florence's beauty, culture, and charm. Along the way, we'll explore slow travel, cultural immersion, and the simple joys of Italian life, with plenty of insider tips and heartfelt stories to inspire your next adventure. So grab your cappuccino, before noon of course, and let's dive into the magic of Florence together. Ciao, everybody. How are you? I'm so glad to be back here on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about how to plan one slow week in Tuscany without seeing everything. And I'm speaking to the person that right now is planning a huge trip for their family or a loved one or your foursomes. And if your plans in Tuscany currently have 4 bases, 7 hotel changes, a color-coded spreadsheet, this episode is for you. I promise by the end of this episode, you'll know how to shape one calm week with one base and a simple rhythm. So the usual mistake that people do when they're planning a trip to Tuscany or to Italy, they plan too many cities in too few days. So 5 days, you go to 5 different towns. Or 10 days, you go to 3 different towns. And you have that when will I be back brain. Like, I need to do this now because I'm never going to go to Rome. I'm never going to see Pompeii. I'm never going to go to Capri again. Think about that. That's one of the biggest mistakes. And I'm one to that as well. And coming home more tired than when you left, which is a big one with most of my clients. If they have not planned anything in the past to an international destination, they are usually exhausted. A friend booked 1 week in Chianti with me. And they were so appreciative that I planned one thing a day for them because that was all they needed. From driving to one place to another, to drinking at wineries, they were exhausted. So they were able to enjoy their evenings and to explore the town, having long dinners in really cute restaurants. Another friend took my advice and actually planned her own slow week in Tuscany. She was ever grateful for the advice I gave her. She and her husband were able to get to know the town and the locals without being forced to do more things. She actually said it felt like we were on vacation. So the lesson here is depth of a place, of a feeling, beats distance. One base in the right place can give you more than 5 cities on one trip. So step 1, what do? Choose your base. What is your base? Your base can be a small town, a village that has at least a bar, a small grocery store, a pharmacy, a couple places to eat, and maybe a beautiful overlook. That's always beautiful if you find one on the top of a hill. Reachable day trips are within 30 to 60 minutes. Okay, so you're going just that amount of time to reach these hill towns. Somewhere you actually want to be on a do-nothing day. So this is where the research for you goes into play. Okay, so examples of some of these towns. My personal favorite right now, Radicondoli. It's a beautiful town to visit. A southern Chianti village, so nothing close to Florence, but southern Chianti. There's so many places that have heart, that have soul. Somewhere in Maremma, which is closer to the sea, closer to Grosseto, that are very out of the ordinary in the middle of nowhere, but might surprise you if you do a lot of research in the towns, in those regions. And Garfagnana, which is northern Tuscany above Lucca. That place is a hidden gem. I have yet to be there or visit there or stay there, but a friend of mine that does trips up there, she's like, it is gorgeous. There's so many things to see. So those are some places to keep in mind, okay? Some of those areas. So our last trip, when we went to Radicondoli in February, March, we ended up one of the days sleeping in until 9. And that is really late for me and Stefano because we get up really early for work. So our breakfast was later. And so when we decided to leave the house, it was later, around 11. We went for a hike around the town, what we thought was going to be 15 minutes actually turned out to be an hour. So we came back up to the town. We were so hungry. We went back to the apartment. We had a scrumptious lunch and more rest. We took a nap. We read our books. We journaled. I tried to sketch. And then at night we headed to the bar, the town bar, for aperitivo and then dinner with our favorite locals at the same place. It was beautiful. Step number 2. So you're going to set a weekly rhythm. So what does that mean? So slow mornings, just like I described. Okay. You walk to the coffee shop, you walk to the bar, get a coffee, simple breakfast, no rush, just relax. One main thing you're going to do each day. Maybe you go down to the market. Or to the market, there's a fish market, there's a vegetable market in town. You go to a winery that's nearby if you're in wine country. Maybe you go to a nearby town. Or maybe you just want to go for a hike or you just want to walk around and explore the town. I want you to build in breathing room. So a lot of pauses, a lot of time for you to sit and absorb and immerse yourself in the culture and the ambiance around you. And then unhurried evenings. Go to repeat restaurants. Go to the same restaurant you went to the first night because you felt so taken care of. And long dinners. Some nights, me and Stefano were the only ones in the restaurant. And then by the time we realized they were cleaning up, we're like, oh my God, sorry. And we were there for like 3 hours, but that included our aperitivo. So it was so much fun. So a sample week, what this might look like for day 1. Okay, you arrive, you get to this gentle, this beautiful village, and you take a nice walk just to like feel out the village on the first day. The second day could be a visit to a nearby town. The third day, winery, and maybe a drive through the countryside. Day 4 could be rest, and then you're hanging out in the village all day. Maybe you're going to the pharmacy. You need to get something. You have to go to the shops. You have to get something, Then you start talking to people. You connect with people. And day 5 might be your bigger trip day. Maybe you're going to Siena, which is about 40 minutes from Radicondoli. Or maybe we're going to Florence, which is another 50 minutes from Radicondoli or Lucca. It all depends on where your home base is. Day 6 could be a market day or another winery day, or you just want to walk around the town. And day 7, just a nice, easy departure. Depending on where you're staying, make sure you know the checkout time and you take your time leaving and just say, mwah, I'll see you later, my beautiful town. Maybe another trip. So I want to emphasize you're going to be doing one main thing a day. And this is exactly how I do my week-long trips in Tuscany. And your permission to repeat what feels good in your body, with your partner, with your family. What felt good yesterday? Oh, I want to go back to that restaurant. Had gelato at the show. Oh my God, let's go back to that restaurant. Listen to that. Step 3, reality check the logistics. Okay, so we want to figure out, are we driving to said town or are we not driving? So that's going to change the whole feel of your slow week. So when a car makes sense is if you're going to a small village like Radicondoli or somewhere in the countryside, because getting there by public transit, it's really hard. When you're going to skip the car, if you're going to be closer to city-based trips, okay, if you're going to be closer to Florence, that's when you can access all those other buses and also those other transits that are easily accessible. So realistic driving times from your home base to a nearby hill town, 20 to 45 minutes tops. Because remember, Tuscany is not a straight shot. None of the roads in Italy are a straight shot. They are windy. They are bendy. They might have a detour that you don't know about. And you might get lost, and that's okay. But that's why I say 20 to 45 minutes from each town. And then 60 to 90 minutes to bigger cities, coastal towns. Also, this is all depending on where you're going to make your home base. My biggest advice to you guys is never move from your home base to maybe another base or to an airport or to a bigger city at night. Because those drives, when it's at night, some of these roads aren't well lit and it can be very, very confusing. Okay? Just take my advice. Step 4, protect the slow when you're tempted to add more. So do not try to add more if you can help it. Okay. If you add just one more city or one more activity or one more excursion, remember you have to get to and from those things. So you really got to think about, is that what my body wants? Is that what my spouse wants or my partner wants? Is that what the kids want? Think about that, because you're on vacation. You should be relaxing, not rushing from place to place. A really good question to ask if you wanted to add another town. Perhaps you're like really wanting to see Siena and you're already jam-packed and you're not really sure if you want to make that drive. Ask yourself, will this make my week feel deeper or just busier? So if you're adding more to each day, will this make my week feel deeper or just busier? So purposely leave some days lighter than others so you're comfortable and so you can rest and so you can walk down the street, so you can sit on that bench and actually listen to the little little grandmas and the grandpas like talk about their day. Those are the moments you're going to remember for sure. Okay, so to recap, you want one base, okay? You want a simple rhythm. It doesn't have to be exactly what I said, but something that feels right for you and your traveling partners, okay? Realistic logistics. You got to think about if you're going to drive or not. You got to think about if there's a train station or if there's a bus system that can get you to and from your home base to another place. And then protect that breathing room, okay? Do not cut that out. Do not cut out rest. Do not cut out just one more glass of wine sitting there on the terrace of this beautiful restaurant. So if you are a DIY planner, you're probably one of those people that are listening to this right now, and you want something that's ready-made version of exactly what I just talked about, my Slow Week in Tuscany guide is a complete 7-day village-based itinerary you can adapt to what you feel is comfortable for you and your traveling partners, your spouse, your partner, your kids. I'm going to put the link in the show notes for that. If you're feeling really stuck after listening to me talk about this and your itinerary feels like you are running a marathon and you want help to reshape it, you can book a 60-minute slow Italy trip planning session with me. We'll go through it together. I'll put that also in the show notes. And then if you'd rather have someone hold all of this for you in person, there's a June 2027 Tuscan Village Week I'm designing right now. Interest list is in the show notes as well. I'm still working out all the other details, but you will be the first to know on pricing, where we're staying, and all the goodies that's going to come with that week. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm really excited about what I'm creating for you, and also my trips that that are coming up, and also our big move back to Tuscany, which we can't wait. Okay. Allora, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, wherever you are. And I'll see you on the next podcast episode. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the heart of Florence and beyond. I hope today's episode has inspired you to slow down, embrace authentic travel, and connect with the beauty of Italian culture. If you loved what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the magic of Florence and me with your fellow travelers. Until next time, remember, the best way to travel is slowly. Ciao for now. See you in the next episode.